Hey devs, I'm back again today with some more Android Studio shortcuts to help you better navigate Android Studio and be more efficient in your day-to-day work. Today I want to take a look at how you can customize, control, and quickly navigate between the different tool windows within Android Studio. So what do I mean by a tool window? I mean things like the project tool window, or the terminal, or the source control window. All of these tools, maybe they're part of your workflow, maybe they're not, but they can be customized. You can change where they live within the IDE, what they look like when you open them, and you can customize and leverage the shortcuts to quickly jump around them. We're also going to take a look at a few modes that you can use to gain more editing real estate on your screen. These modes will hide certain things, they will change your font size, and they're maybe not something you want to use on a day-to-day basis, but in certain situations they're really useful. Alright, so let's dive in. Let's first take a look at a few of these tool windows, and then we'll take a look at what we can do to customize their behavior and location. To start, let's take a look at what tools are available to us. We'll open up the View option in the top toolbar, expand the Tools Windows section, and here we'll see a full list of the IDE tool windows available. And notice some familiar faces like Project or maybe Logcat, and then we see others like Terminal, Version Control, several build-related tools, as well as a number of others. Now you might notice that some of these tools have keyboard shortcuts next to them. These were either given by default when you set up your IDE, or they're shortcuts that I have defined myself for tools that I use frequently. We'll go over how to do this yourself a bit later. Next up, we'll open up the Logcat window, and we'll see what pops up is this window that is fit to the bottom of our screen, and if we open up the gear icon in the top right, we'll see a number of options that can be used to configure where the toolbar lives within your IDE and how it behaves once it's opened up, as well as how large it is once it's opened up. So here, we're going to toggle on and off the Show Toolbar option. And you'll notice that the small toolbar on the left-hand side of the Logcat window appears or disappears depending on what we select. This time we'll select Windowed mode. Now we'll see that our window is no longer pinned at the bottom of the IDE and instead is a free-floating window that you can move around wherever. This is great if you have multiple monitors and want to have your tool windows on a separate display. If we deselect floating mode, the Logcat window will snap back to the bottom of the display. Now we're going to choose Move to Right, and we'll see that it animates out of the bottom and back in from the right-hand side of the screen. If we then select Show Toolbar and hide this, we'll notice that the minimized version is now also on the right-hand side of the screen. If we select Resize, Stretch to Left, we'll see it snap into place. If we then maximize the tool window, we'll notice it fill the remaining real estate within our display window. With those tips, we can control where these tools live within our window and what they look like once opened. Now that we've defined where these tools should live within our IDE and what they should do once we open them, let's take a look at some shortcuts to quickly access these tools within our daily workflows. So to check out these shortcuts and to edit and create our own, we'll go to Android Studio, open up the Preferences, we'll then select the key map, and from there we'll have our list of shortcuts. Now to make it easy on us, we can thankfully search for a specific command, and here we'll search for Terminal and see that it is currently assigned to Command 8. If we right click on the shortcut and select Add New, we can then type in our own shortcut to assign to that command. You can also view a command in the editor menus to see what its assigned shortcut is. You often might find yourself wanting to have multiple tools open at the same time. Now you can click on them separately, but it's much easier to use these assigned shortcuts and toggle the tool windows on and off at your convenience at the moment you need them. Here we're toggling between the version control window and the Logcat window as needed. Not only can we show or hide a single tool at a time, there are also a few shortcuts to let us hide all the tool windows at a time or jump to the last open tool window. We can navigate to Window, Active Tool Window and see a number of options for manipulating these tool windows. In this case, we'll invoke the Hide All Windows shortcut to minimize all tool windows all at once. This is great if we want to quickly get back all of our screen real estate. We can then once again use our shortcuts to quickly open up the tools that we need at the moment. If we go back to the Active Tool Window list, we'll take a look at some other options. You'll notice that there's also a Jump to Last tool window in addition to the Hide All Windows that we previously used. So if we select the project window and then minimize it, we can invoke the Open Last Tool Window command and jump right back to that previous tool. We'll try out the same thing now with our terminal window. We'll open the terminal, remove it, and then quickly use the shortcut to jump right back to our last window. There's one more shortcut that will allow us to open up all our previously open tool windows. So again, we go to the Active Tool Window menu and look at Restore Windows. And if we select that, all the previous windows that we had used immediately jump back into frame. We also have a few different IDE presentation modes that will allow us to drastically reconfigure what our editing experience looks like. So let's take a look at those modes. If we go to the View menu and scroll to the bottom, we'll see Presentation Mode or Distraction Free Mode. If we select Enter Distraction Free Mode, we'll see our IDE drastically change. All of our tool windows will go away and we'll be left with the top Android Studio menu and the code for the currently open file. We can still use our shortcuts to open up our tool windows and they will pop into a place as you would expect. If we turn Distraction Free Mode off, we return back to our normal editing experience. Now we'll try out Presentation Mode. I use the Lookup shortcut to toggle on Presentation Mode. And you'll see that once I do, everything goes away, this time also including the toolbars. You'll also notice that the font size has gotten much larger. We can also open up our windows, but those too are magnified. All of this is so that if you're giving a presentation, the code is much easier to read on, say, a projector or an external monitor. Not always useful in your day-to-day work, but great for presentations or remote pairing. All right, there you have it. We went through a number of shortcuts and options for customizing how we work with the different tools within Android Studio. Hopefully you found this useful and can start to incorporate a few of these tips and tricks into your daily workflow and become more efficient Android developers. Do you have a particular tool that you use all the time within Android Studio? Let me know in a comment or share on social media. I'd love to hear what other people are using to improve their daily workflow. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.